Hello and welcome to my channel. You don't know me. On this channel, I do tarot and oracle readings. I do reaction videos to different things that's on the internet. I sometimes just come on just to say hi and see how all my beauties are doing. When it comes to spiritual, I only mess with the light. I do not ever mess with the dark. This is for entertainment purposes only, and everything that I say in my videos are allegedly. When it comes to my tarot readings, it is either a choice that you can make and make it to the way that you want it to be. It is more of an intuition, more of an insight as to what might be coming your way or has already surpassed. Like the saying goes, past, present, and future. When you get to this point, readings are timeless. When it is meant for you to find this reading, you will. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Jeremiah 31:3 is one of my favorite quotes in the Bible. Please feel free to leave comments of hashtag resonates or hashtag replay crew. It helps me to get in the algorithm. I am rebuilding from the ground up, and it's not been easy. But I love having you on my journey. You're all spiritual, you all have your own intuitions, and you're all going very far in life. But if I can help you to be able to just have a little bit more intuition into your life, then that's what I'm going to do. See, I've already died and I went to heaven and I came back and I was told, tell my people I'm coming. And if I can do that through cards, through making you laugh, or through just helping you along the way, I'm going to do that. There really is angels that live amongst us that are just in bodies. None of us are perfect, and sometimes our flesh takes over. Always remember you're never alone, and especially with me, you always have someone you can turn to. My name is Betty, and it's nice to meet you. Now let's get started on whatever journey we're going to do today. And I'm out. Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. You don't know me. My name is Betty, and if you're new here, as you heard, I do tarot readings, I do reaction videos, or sometimes I just come and check on my beauties and see how everybody's doing. I hope that you guys had a wonderful Sunday. It is Sunday, January 7th, 2024. Can everybody believe we've gotten this far? I just thank God every day that I'm alive, that I'm here, that I can, get out of bed. I've got all my arms. I got my arms, my legs. I've got a voice to talk. I can read. I can see. I mean, oh my goodness, I can hear. There's so many things that I'm grateful for that God has done for my life. And hopefully he has done the same thing for your life as well. But tonight, we are going to be chatting about a woman that went by CeCe Segarra, and she was coming up in the music industry, and she was popping hard and hot. She was, going to the different awards ceremonies. She was traveling, on tours. She was opening up for Nicki Minaj and things like that. And then one day, her life changed. It just completely changed. She was offered something, and it wasn't what she had expected. It wasn't the big, offer. It could have been the big offer that she wanted, but however, it wasn't the big offer that she wanted. It was to make a deal with the devil, to make a deal with Satan himself, and they would make her a star overnight. She would definitely be signed. All her wishes and dreams would come true as long as she made a deal with Satan. Now, a lot of people don't believe that this ever even goes on in the industry. They laugh about it. If I say something about it, they're like, oh, Betty's crazy again. I mean, go look at Elle Kennedy. Elle Kennedy, she wants to be very important. So she's always tagging my name. Sometimes you got to think to yourself, why? Why? She's in her late 40s, almost 50s, and she's hula hooping. But the only time she really gets views is me. You got to ask yourself why that is, and I watched her, and you know what? I even liked Elle Kennedy. I liked you, girl. You're here right now. I liked you. Didn't have a damn problem with you whatsoever. But, jealousy runs deep in these streets, don't it? You seem to have had a problem with me. We don't know what that problem is because you seem to, shove it off like it's comedy or it's this or it's that or Betty's crazy or Betty's this or Betty's that, right? But the main thing is it's all about tagging my name. It's all about putting my name out there, me, right? Little old me. Who am I? I'm nobody. But in your eyes, I'm something big. And so, I just say, keep on tagging me. Keep on, stealing my content to make your content because you have no content. And you wouldn't know how to entertain someone if your life depended on it. And, I was really proud of you from starting your hula hooping, to where you could barely do anything to where you could actually twirl it up in the air and twirl it down, and things like that. But you got to remember, we did that stuff when we was like 7 through 10 years old. And a lot of us got really, really good at hula hooping. A lot of us did. It was like one of our things that we did all the time. But now that I've grown up and I've matured, I got other things I like to do. There's other things that excite me and that I want to put on YouTube. Also, C'est La Vie Media TV. Tomorrow night is a segment all about you, darling. Yes. For some reason, you've just had a habit of wanting to tag me and just be really obsessed with me for the last 2 years. And I just really couldn't understand why. But wow, after I found out the information that I found out today, and we might even have somebody, oh, I think you just dropped off, right? We might have somebody come and interview. After that happened, I kind of started seeing that you, my dear, have a lot of mental problems, and I'm very sad for you. And if what happened is true, and I don't think all of these hundreds of people would lie. Okay, I just don't see hundreds of people lying about the same exact thing. May God help your soul because you're going to need it. Anybody who harms an animal in any way, shape, or form, let alone 15 to more, is capable of harming a human being. And anybody who harms an animal, I would never want about me, around me, nothing to do with me, nothing, never want it, ever. And Peachy, that makes me think that I look really good. Thank you so much. Have a great night. I'll see you later. It was nice seeing you. Nice to know that you're coming out of the woodwork. Anyway, so we're going to get started. And, but yeah, people had said things, about C'est La Vie, but they really didn't get the real tea. They didn't get the real tea, but, C'est La Vie wouldn't quit fucking with me. And I'm sure Nick should have told her that Betty gets it all. If Betty wants it, Betty's going to get it. She's going to find it out. And that's exactly what I did. And guess what? It's all public knowledge. It's all public. Everything's public. So what are you going to do about it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm glad, Peachy, you like my contacts. Because, see, if you was my friend, that's what you would be saying to me. So I'm glad you like my contacts. Matter of fact, I look more like my mother with my green contacts. Maybe you should go get you some. It might give you a little bit of an amp to look a little bit better. Like I said, put yourself on a face regimen, do something, anything that you would like to do besides hate on me. Okay. Because hating on me just shows your perception of what's going on. Honestly, I'm sorry. It just does. I don't care what you like, to be honest with you. I don't give a shit if you like my contacts, if you like my shirt, if you like my hair. I don't give a shit, okay? The problem is you give a shit, not me. I don't give a shit. And you know what's so funny? You say how you're hating on my contacts. Did you know my mother's eyes were blue and looked just like this? So you're saying that you would have hated my mother's eyes? That's sad. That's sad. And you know what, baby? Looks are only skin deep. You have no reason to know why I'm wearing my contacts. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know me. So see your way out the door. It's an ABC conversation, and you're not part of it. I'm sorry. You're not part of my gang. I'm sorry. People like you that are ruthless and horrible people that go around saying, I'm the best mother in the world, are the horrible people. And I don't want you around me. Okay? Now, on to the actual story at hand. The actual story at hand is one that I truly look up to this lady, that she had left it all, because you know what? Money, fortune, and fame is not worth any of it at all. It's just not worth it. It's really not. And when it comes to your soul, always keep your soul so that you can go to heaven. Like I've said many times, I have been to heaven, and I know there's a heaven, and you want to keep your soul so that you can go to heaven. So without further ado, that's what we're going to get into right now. So this is by Touching the Afterlife, and she actually does about the same thing that this lady does now. Is they actually talk about people that have had different kinds of things to do with heaven or hell. So here we go.
Where did it all start?
Oh man. So as we spoke briefly, I was brought up in church. Literally, Sundays we're in church from about 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And my parents both served in church. Like my mom was an usher. My dad was, did something in there. I know we were always in church. And so I was raised in the church. I was in the choir. I was in the youth group, like everything. And right around like high school, it was like, I just cannot wait to move out, turn 18, so I don't have to go to church anymore, because it was, in my eyes, kind of like boring and dull and unrealistic, because certain things I would see were just like very exaggerated with, like, the traditional Pentecostal movement. I just didn't have the revelation that I do now. But I always had an understanding of the Holy Spirit, but from an ignorant perspective. Like, I knew God was real. I knew He loved me, but because that sin, God took care of your sin, was preached so hard, I thought that grace was like, well, I can live my life, and when I'm old, I can serve God. So that's where grace comes in my mind. And so I just couldn't wait to kind of go into the world and live my life and pursue my dreams, which were, music and dancing. I grew up dancing ballet. I grew up singing in choirs and singing in school. And I just couldn't wait to really pursue my dreams, because my parents raised me that, I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can follow my dreams. And they were a little liberal in that sense, where they allowed me to kind of venture off. I didn't realize I had praying parents, like severe praying parents in the background when I did venture off, that were just covering me in prayer. And
nice.
Yeah, that's kind of like how my upbringing was.
So from there, you weren't satisfied. You were a teenager. You wanted, to experience the world. You were talented. So where did you go from there?
Yeah, what's crazy is I had a friend in high school who sent me an audition that the Florida Marlins, the baseball team, was having an open call for dancers for their dance team. It's kind of like the cheerleaders, but it was where you have to have formal dance training. And I was 17 and you have to be 18, but because I guess I was good enough, they let me in. I auditioned, and that was kind of like the turn of events, I would say, where I became more exposed to the world. And you know, was getting a lot of like fan, you know, admiration and stuff just from being in that environment. I also, mind you, this was in Miami. So it's very much more freeing for that world, and they don't care how old you are. As long as you're a pretty girl, they'll let you do anything. So that was kind of like my intro into the world, you know, out of church and into the world.
Yeah,
and just
you went right in.
I went right in. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was like open doors. Like I even like the club scene, like drinking. I wasn't really big on drinking, and I never really did drugs. Like the only drug use I did was weed, but that was much later. But yeah, my parents did a really good job teaching me not to go down that rabbit hole, but I was still exposed and around it. And doors opening, opportunities, because I could sing, I just happened to meet producers that had studios and kind of started doing that whole thing and fell in love with writing music and produced like recording and like performing. And I was like, yeah, this is so much better than performing in church.
Yeah. Yeah, and all these opportunities were happening. You were totally talented. So
What you got? I mean, just go ahead. I'm speechless.
Well, I actually have a single out with Gucci Mane. It's called Go Your Own Way, and it's on your local radio station. Also have a single out called Like Me. I just got back from Chicago. I opened up for a charity event for Eva Longoria. I'm opening up for Busta Rhymes in Vegas this Saturday. I'm signed to Weight Records, pop artist, and this dress my stylist put together. She got it from Barney.
So what's your musical influence? You say you're a pop artist and you open up for all these great artists. Like who influenced you? Like who like tell us something about your style.
Well, my style is a mix of Beyonce, Mariah Carey, and Madonna. Madonna, I say that because she's a performer, she's a dancer, and that's kind of where I started. Started dancing, ballet, jazz, hip hop, and then progressively got to singing.
Tell all your new fans that's definitely sitting here looking like I gotta follow her, how they could just keep up with you.
I have a website, it's CeCeSegarra.com. The last name is Segara. It's CECE. And I'm at Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on my phone all the time, MySpace, all that.
So you're the real person on there.
Yeah, I'm the real person, trust me.
Y'all know how to get at her now. I just gave y'all some jewels. Y'all better remember.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I ended up getting signed. Like I was recording different demos and would perform in local clubs in Miami Beach, and I would just meet people who had access or had connections, and eventually got signed with an independent label who at the time I had a relationship with the owner and believed him, you know, because he was my boyfriend. So I trusted him to take care of me. Really, he was exploiting me for my gifts, but I was naive and very young. And so eventually climbed that little ladder, or not even little ladder, it's a very deep, steep ladder, but ended up getting a recording deal with Universal Republic. And it was like a indie, they signed the indie label, but it was for me. So it's a very interesting contract, but, and was working on singles, had songs on the radio. I opened up for Nicki Minaj. I opened up for, who was it? Not Pitbull. Oh my gosh, it's so long ago. I don't want to throw names. You could just Google my previous name, CeCe Segarra. Oh, just seeing it gives me the cringe because that whole name itself is a whole story, but just how the enemy likes to rename you, and the power that comes with our name that God gives us. There's an anointing on your name. But anyway, so I was just, it was just songs on the radio, performing for all sorts of A-listers and doing radio tours and just loving it, all the while feeling like I was disobeying God. But in my mind, still, he'll forgive me because that's what he does, right?
So I'm going to do something different because I know that Peachy was just here and all the gang is watching me in Discord and stuff. So I'm going to do something different. I will see you guys later. I'm doing something different.